WOLB Baltimore and WERQ FM HD3 Baltimore.
Celebrating Radio 1's 42nd anniversary.
Our Radio 1 family, our employees, their family members, our listeners, our viewers, our extended family.
And serving the African American community for over 42 years.
The views and opinions of the guest and host you hear on 1010 WOLB
are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Radio 1, its sponsors, or advertisers.
Welcome to Pocket Watchers. I'm your host, Treetop Chris. On this show, we talk about nurturing your wealth and cultivating your future through financial education. Let's talk finance, people.
Peace, family, and welcome to Pocket Watchers. This is episode 4. I hope everyone's had a great day. Wow, we had some crazy conversations before this, and they got pretty wild. But I'm here to talk about finance. I know we like to talk about politics a lot on this station, but we're going to take a break for a second. We're going to talk about some money, because even at the foundation of all politics is what? Money, right? There's not a war fought in this world that's not over $1 or some kind of other foreign currency. But we're not going to get into that, are we? Again, this is Treetop Chris. I'm your local financial funding expert and financial planner. I'm not a CPA. You have tax issues, find a tax guy. I'm not him. But I can help you plan it out. I can help you get returns. I can help you manage all of the insight that you need to progress in life when it comes to finance. We have a couple things to go over today. And the main topic today is going to be real estate. A lot of what I do centers around handling portfolios, and a lot of those portfolios have real estate in them. But I don't always make the best decisions. Well, yes, I do. I have to. It's my job. But if you fail, I fail. So I can't fail. So extensive research has gone into helping my clients, and a lot of experience has been, gained over the years to make sure that I don't slip up, because if I slip up, so do you. But anyway, let's get to it. When it comes to real estate, you have to first have that mindset that you're looking to expand. Now, some people do it because it's like a way for them to get some money outside of their natural jobs. And hey, everyone on TikTok, sorry. If you want to follow me on TikTok, it's a treetop _. Sorry to stop that. But for the people who are not on TikTok, let's get back to it. But again, mindset, right? What do we want to do? We want to grow. We want to get out of the rat race, some of us. Some of us love our jobs, and some of us are needed in our jobs. To all of you who work a 9 to 5, I like to applaud everyone, entrepreneurs and employees, W-2 earners. Everyone has their own, path in life. Everybody has their own path in life, so we want to applaud everyone. So, don't take what I'm saying as far as the investment realm and say that, hey, I'm hating on the people that work at 9 to 5, because, we support the country. I say we because a lot of my clients are, and for the most part of my life, I was. So mindset, we want to grow. We want to think about abundance, right? Abundance just means that there's enough to go around, because there's a lot of people who believe that if they don't stop you from getting to some money, they won't get theirs. And to those people, I have a few things to say, but I can't say them on the air. But for the people that are here who have an abundance mindset, just know that we're going to share in the wealth over time while they fight over it. But I just need you to have that mindset. I need you to understand that even in today's climate, we have interest rates that are so high. My gosh, interest rates are huge. They're terrible. There was a time when there were higher interest rates. There was a time when they were the same. If a lot of you are old enough to remember when interest rates were this high. So for the people who are not old enough, just know that this is not a bad time. You can still get into real estate. You can still go out there and find a deal. And this is really a good time, because a lot of people are scared. They're afraid to go out and enjoy real estate investing, because they say the interest rates are outrageous. Well, if your finances are in order, you don't have to worry about these interest rates, because when it's all said and done, you'll be holding on to the assets, and everyone's going to be scrambling when they go down. But, GDP is crazy right now. Inflation is out of control. So, they have to get a lot of that money back. So they raise the interest rates to recoup some of the funds that they took out loans on for themselves. And, we're talking about the government, but we're not talking about the government. We're not going to talk about Uncle Sam. Again, mindset, abundance, but also get the money first. This is for any business venture, everybody. Any business venture. Do not do business first. Get the funding first. This is what I teach my students. This is what I provide my clients with. Funding. You need the money first. There are many ways to get it. Some people like to use credit cards, which is it's a different tactic. It works for real estate. Yes, it does, to liquidate a credit card and to use it to get into real estate. A lot of people do it. I've done it. But there are also other loans that you can get. A lot of the real estate people who are in the field already are going to be privy to these type of loans. So let's get into it. Money. Get the money for the real estate first. What's the number one real estate loan that everyone gets? And this is for conventional owners as well. These are people who just want to get a house. That's an FHA loan where you put 3.5% down. Everybody knows what an FHA loan is, right? Well, if you don't, you should, because it's the cheapest. But the only thing is, if you're trying to get into fix and flips or anything like that, you do an FHA, you got to hold on to your house for a year. You can't just get into it and sell it. They're not going to allow you to do that. But, I go over these loans in details on my page. And if I haven't, there will be a shorter video where you can actually go in depth with me and I'll explain it to you. If you don't hire me. Now, so FHA loans, we got that one. This one is one of my favorite ones, and a lot of people don't talk about it. This is for the people who find a house that is a ugly duckling. If you want to keep it, this is one way to do it. This is a 203K loan. 203K. What does that do? Basically, the bank will give you money to renovate the house. Okay? They'll do cosmetic is one way, or a full renovation is another way. 203K loan. So all for my real estate agents and people who are in the real estate field, you probably heard of that. And for the people who haven't, it's a good way to get into a house via FHA style loan. Remember, FHA, you can't sell it. Once you get it, at least for a year, got to live in it. 203K loan. So you find a house, it's in horrible condition. You want a new house. This house is insanely cheap. What do? You get a 203K loan. You go find a bank, the bank that you like, and you ask them, do they offer 203K loans? But it's not just that. I'm a finance guy. So let's go under the hood as far as these loans are concerned before I move forward, because this is very important. Let's see. Invite to join live. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm live on TikTok. This is also new to me. People are asking to join a live. I don't know if I want to accept people in my live there. Okay. All right. So they're telling me I shouldn't do it because I have to talk to them, and I can't talk to you because I can't hear you. But I'm going to get on a live off the air for you all who want to just talk. You can hit me up on the weekend. As a matter of fact, I'll go live on Saturday just to check in with my social media people and the people who aren't on air right now. WOLB Baltimore. But let's get back to it. We're going under the hood with the loans, right? So it's not that you can just get a loan. I'm thinking step by step by step. So what we do, we have to figure out if we qualify, right? So we're talking about debt to income. We're talking about credit scores. Now, let's look at the credit score for a second. If you go to the bank and you say, I'm trying to get a loan, if it's that FHA or that 203K, here's a little piece of golden nugget for you. Ask them what credit bureau they'll run for your credit. Ask them what credit bureau they'll run for your credit, because then what you can do is you can go and you can check your credit and say, hey, I qualify for this loan. I know I do because my Experian is XYZ. And you guys pull from Experian, right? Very, very, very important. How many people have thought about what bank pulls what credit bureau when they're trying to get any financing? Car, house, doesn't matter. Personal loan, any kind of loan. What credit bureau do you guys pull from? That's a quick golden nugget. But let's move forward. So we got an FHA loan and we have an FHA foundational loan called a 203K loan that you can use for ugly houses to build them up into a brand new house for you. I'm talking, this house is trash. Excuse me. Horrible. You go in there, you say, I need $190,000 for this house. How much is it going to cost to fix? 80 grand. That's included in that 190,000. Very, very important that you calculate everything in. So they're not going to give you over what you need. They're going to give you the amount of money to buy the house and the amount of money to fix the house. That's a 203K loan. So I want you to go shop for that. If you're in the market for a house, you can also do that. So we got 203K loans. We got FHA loans. And then we have private money. This is also for my investors. This is for the people that are trying to get into the real estate world. They have people who will give you some of their money, their personal money, private lenders. They have their own stipulations on their money. But private lenders are probably some of the best people that you can go to because they're not the bank. They can pretend to be the bank. They can act as if they're the bank, but they are people that you should be able to reach out to that you can bump shoulders with. Say, hey, can I borrow $300,000 from you? What? If you know them and you got a good track record, private money's the cheapest, right? I'm considered a private money lender, low key, but I don't do, $400,000 and $500,000. I might be able to do something for you, but that's something else that you can reach out to me for. If you ever want to reach out to me directly, our phone number is 1-866-334-8359. Again, that's 1-866-334-8359, or you can go to our website at www.treetopfg.com. It's very vague. I force you to reach out to me because I want to know exactly what you want to do. We don't do a lot of advertising, but we're here to talk to you about some important stuff, right? So back to it. Private money. We got private money, FHAs, 203Ks, and we got hard money. What's that? Hard money is a private lender that started a company and decided he wanted to charge more than the bank. That's the best way I could explain it. The hard money people, they charge you points, which is another $1,000 depending on how many points they want to add. They got insane interest rates. It's basically a short-term loan that is really expensive because the risk is higher. Because I'm not a bank and I'm not FDIC assured and all of that stuff, I have to charge you more interest because I'm loaning you my money. This is Peter and Paul. I don't want you to rob me. So I'm going to charge you interest and I'm going to put you in a contractual agreement that's worth way more than you're lending for if you go over an allotted amount of time. So FHA, 203K, private money. You got a conventional loans as well. We all know what those are. You got your 10, 20% down, and then hard money. You got commercial loans, but this is a sweet spot for investors. I don't know if anybody's really talking about this. It's a DSCR loan. What is that? Debt service coverage ratio. Debt service coverage ratio. I'm trying to get into real estate. I know I need to get the money first. I'm not going to work in the place until I have the money. I'm not going to try and get out there and do anything until I have the money. But DSCR loans, debt service coverage ratio. What does that mean? So we talked about DTI, right? We didn't talk about it in detail, but that's debt to income. So if you're basically over 40%, you probably won't be able to get certain loans from your debt to income. But with DSCR loans, your credit score and your DTI doesn't matter as much. Why? Because they're leveraging the asset. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you find a house and it rents for more than the payment is to the bank for the mortgage, they'll use that as collateral. What? They'll allow you to go out, find, say, a quad. It's a 4-unit building. 4-unit building costs $230,000. Good luck finding it unless it's in the city for $230,000. But you go to the bank and say, hey, I'm going to rent these out. And the rent is going to be double what the mortgage is, triple what the mortgage is. Are you going to be able to give me a loan? They're going to look at the numbers. They're going to say, hey, you know what? We're going to give you the loan. But in order for us to give you the loan, we're going to put a lien on the property until you pay us back with the rent that you're going to get. So DSCR loan. Very, very important that you use that. People keep trying to join my live. It's crazy. It wasn't like this at first. Again, this is only episode 4 here, and I appreciate everybody for jumping in. Wanting to join, but you can't. Sorry. All right. So again, you have all these loans, And I do this on purpose. I spew out this information because I want you to be ready when my show comes on, because I'm going to be giving you some information. We're going to be talking about some stuff, and I want you to hold on to it, because if you never hear my voice again, I want you to be able to look some of this stuff up and take advantage of it. You know, I'm trying to pour into you people because I'm thankful. I'm thankful for everything that I have in life. I'm thankful to be here, and I'm thankful for y'all to be able to hear my voice. So if I can help you in any kind of way, plant a seed that I don't see grow, that's super fine with me, because that's our slogan: grow with us. But anyway, again, we're talking about these loans, right? We got the mindset. The mindset is abundance. We got all of these different ways to get the money. Get the money first, then do business. Get the money first, then do business. Some of the money that you can get from us is going to be 0% interest credit cards and lines of credit. Some of the cheapest funds on the market. Shameless plug for Treetop Financial Group. That's what we do. But to move on, I don't want to hold you up too long. Let's think about short term, because we got some long term ways in real estate to make money. But what about the short term first? Short term rentals. Number one, STRs. You ever see that acronym STR, short term rental? We got Airbnb. We got VRBO. We got a couple different ways to do this. And part of me and my funding for my clients, we did a class last summer where we talked about finance, and we also talked about short-term rentals with a partner of mine. And in that class, we would get you funding, usually to the tune of about $50,000. And then after we got you the funding, we would then get you short-term rentals. Now, they've clamped down on short-term rentals something serious over the past year and a half, because the market has turned into a renter's market and not a homeowner's market. Unfortunately, there are a lot of developers that are literally buying land to build houses, entire homes, 4 and 5 bedroom homes in a community, just to rent all of them out. It's a different landscape we're in, people. I want you to pay attention. I know it's a lot of fun to be had. I know it's a lot of people to be around, a lot of things that you can do, but I need you to pay attention to what's happening. Grab an asset. If you don't have stocks or bonds or retirements, you need to get them, because the times have changed. If you got kids, let them know what's going on out there. Tell them, pay attention, get an asset, hold on to it, because the people that have them are not going to let them go because they're afraid to. There's not a lot of trading going on, but if it is, you'll find it. But anyway, short-term rentals, right? That's a great place to start. We talk about rental arbitrage in short-term rentals. What is rental arbitrage? Rental arbitrage is just another way of saying subletting. That's the secret, everybody. That's the secret. Don't let them confuse you. It's subletting. That's what rental arbitrage is. I found an apartment. Hey, apartment is nice. I wonder how much the rent is. $1,500. Okay. How much can I make off of this place in a month? $2,500 if I rent it out for a certain amount of money each night. Okay. So the best thing you can do, and what I suggest, is to go to the renter's office and talk to them and see if you can sublease. Usually I tell people to sublease as a corporation, sublease as yourself, because you got to pay insurance and things like that. But a lot of people, they don't say anything to the landlord. They don't say anything to the renter company. They don't say anything to the property manager. They just sublease. But to do it the right way, you always want to ask, and you want to check your state laws to see if you're even able to sublease for a short-term rental, because I believe they just changed it in DC. It has to be midterm. We'll get into that later. But for short-term rentals, that's all it is, folks. Find a place. See how much it is. If you can afford it. If you can afford it. If you can afford it, you go get it, and then you sublease it on Airbnb, on VRBO, and you make the difference. Now, some places you can stay in, some places you can't. But the reason that I say make sure that you can afford it, because if that doesn't make enough money in that month, you can afford to pay for it. So I need you to think about that. We talked about income and expenses and cash flow in the previous weeks. So you have to take that into account when you're doing short-term rentals. Now, the next short-term real estate piece, wholesaling, right? Wholesaling is where I find a house for a deal. It's kind of, we were talking about subleasing right before. With wholesaling, and a lot of people who know what it is, wholesaling. Just like if you had a product. I got 23 headphones. They cost $7. I'm selling them each pair for $28. Same thing with houses. I'm finding this house. It's 90 grand. I know someone that has 110,000. I'm going to offer it to them for 105. I'm going to offer it to her for 100. Whatever the difference is, that's your money. But how are you doing this? Is it illegal? No, it's not. It's not illegal. It's called novation. If you are in the real estate world and you have your real estate license, pull out your real estate book and look for the word novation, because it just means that you're selling the contract to the house for a purchase and sale. So if I have a contract that says I'm going to buy this house for 90 grand, I take that contract to the next person and I set up the contract in a specific way. We do this so that we can do a double sale. So when I sell the property to you, you buy it from me, the seller gets his property. Everybody's happy. Wholesaling. Can't go into too much detail. I got 10 minutes left, y'all. Y'all still with me? Okay. Short term is another thing. Another way in real estate for short term is going to be flipping houses. Everybody's heard of flipping houses. But keep in mind for these short term things, they require active work. For you to set up a business model where you are outside of this work is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Because it's constantly moving. Short-term rentals, there's a high turnover rate. They usually destroy the apartment if you don't pick people well. It's a lot that goes into it. You have to do renovations every few months. All of these things. Wholesaling. If you're not looking for deals or spending a lot of money looking for deals, you pretty much have to work in your business. Even with flipping. Flipping is outrageous. You got 50 flips going on. You need to have a team that has a team that watches over a team to keep track of all this stuff, right? With short-term real estate. But if you're going to long-term real estate, that's where it gets a little bit better, right? Tax advantages are better because with short-term, you have a lot of taxes that you have to pay, especially with flipping. Oh my goodness. If you don't hold your property that you flipped for over a year, you have to pay capital gains on that. Capital gains is outrageous, but we get into detail on that off the show. But when it comes to long term, you want to think about buy and hold. So I'm going to buy this property. I'm going to rent it out and I'm going to keep it. You can do a graduated version of the short term rental play, I would say, in the form of midterm rentals. What is midterm rentals? Over 30, 90 days or more, depending on the state. And I'm going to give you another tidbit because I'm just overloading you all with information because I only got 30 minutes, guys and gals. Furnished Finder. This is for traveling nurses. You ever heard about that? Nurses who travel, they need a place to stay. Some of them need a place to stay for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but a lot of them need a place to stay for a long time, 30 days or more. We can go on a Furnished Finder and we can advertise our short-term rental and make it a midterm to long-term rental. So in those places where you couldn't do short-term rentals, you got midterm rentals now. Now you got someone standing there who cares about life. They're not just trying to have a party. They barely sleep in their house because they're at work for 36 hours straight. Think about that. They get a stipend of money, and then they give it to you for their sleeping arrangement because that's basically what it is. They basically barely live in a place, and you make money. Midterm rentals, Furnished Finder. All this stuff is going to be uploaded after week 5 because this is episode 4. So for the people who have been reaching out to me, asking me about the show, just know that I'm going to upload it to YouTube after week 5. We're in week 4. I'm going to start bringing some more guests in here. For anybody that's listening on the radio, you can give us a call in at 410-481-1010. Again, we're talking about finance. We're talking about real estate this week on Pocket Watchers. But I just wanted to know if anybody was really interested in the real estate space at this point. I want you to think about that. And the people on TikTok, again, hey, I know it's tough times, so they say, with everything going on, but don't be afraid to get into real estate. I just gave you so much stuff that you can do. And I didn't even talk about commercial real estate because that's even crazier, right? Because we're not talking about adding value and then selling places because that's another thing. It's not just flipping single family homes. There are people out here flipping office buildings. They're going in there, painting stuff up, putting new drop ceilings, new carpet, 2 new doors, some new frames, and they're selling the entire office suite or leasing it out in commercial real estate. That's the big money. That's the big money. You need about 4 or 5 houses to get an office building. We're talking about portfolios now. Say if I have 5 houses, I can put all of those houses into one LLC, and I can sell the whole LLC and go buy me a strip mall. But now we're talking too big. We're talking too big, folks. I want you to think abundance. It's enough money out here for all of us. It's enough work out here for all of us. And that work could be with your bare hands or it could be with your mind. Sometimes it just takes, a lot of education to get in front of or get out of the rat race. I want you to think about that. And again, hey, what's going on, people? Again, this is Treetop Chris, and we're talking finance on episode 4 of Pocket Watchers. I'm your funding expert and financial planner. If you need $50,000 or more in unsecured credit, hit me up online or give us a call at 1-866-334-8359. Again, so we went over a lot today. We went over mindset. We went over how we can get the funds. We went over some short-term gains. We went over some long-term gains. I just want to hope that everyone took in some of this information, because each week we're going to be coming with a lot of information. But please be prepared for that next week at 6 p.m. on Pocket Watchers. But again, thank you all for tuning in. We got another minute or so here. Just waiting to see if we got some more callers. A lot of us are trying to talk to us on TikTok. We can't talk to you. We got to figure that out, man. We got to figure out how they can hear us.